Okay, this is our Wakey bacon melt. So this is kind of the best things from breakfast all in one little sandwich. This again, you could do a lot of different variations on it. These are just kind of my favorite things. So we start with some Applewood smoked bacon. Most people, when you hear that constantly, geez, bacon's always better in a restaurant. And most of the times, because restaurants are cooking them in the oven on sheet pans. So I highly suggest try this at home. So we're gonna take our Applewood smoked bacon, throw it in the oven at about 450 degrees. Make it nice and crispy. And while we're waiting on the bacon, we're also gonna take our tater tots. This is the way that I like to fudge the hash browns of a breakfast, but we do tater tots on the truck, and it's something that we've become kind of known for.
Oh, they're so good.
This is the best way to bring the truck into your breakfast. So tater tots should go into oil that's at about 370 degrees. If you've got a little fryer, that always works. So we're gonna put these in. Again, the oil's been going. We've got a nice little thermometer, so you wanna keep a nice consistent heat on this. Be careful when you're putting it in there, because it will splatter up on you. Keep checking your oil, because as soon as you put your tater tots in, it will shoot down. So sometimes you want to raise it up a little bit, so it doesn't, because you'll end up with a soggy tater tot, and for this you definitely want much more of a crispy, because we'll end up crunching these up a little bit. Otherwise, the sandwich is just way too thick. Then we take our patented butter spread, and again, this is the mayonnaise and butter mix, and it will help especially with this one. We've got our French bread, and once again, feel free to play with this. You can put other, if you want to do your wheat, you want to do your whole grains, that's all fine. The important part is make sure you're spreading it all the way to the edges, fairly generously, but don't go crazy, because as much as I'll say butter's great, too much butter in a grilled cheese sandwich is just, it's not that great. Then you have a greasy sandwich. So we butter it nice and all the way to the edges on both sides, or both slices. And then with this one, we like to use the Tillamook medium cheddar. Sharp is a little much for the morning, if you will. I like a little extra cheese, so I put 2 slices on each side of this sandwich. We'll check on our tater tots, give them a little stir. Okay, now these are getting nice and golden brown.
A little bit more, yeah.
Touch more and we're all set. Okay, get the tater tots out. Don't forget to turn your oil off, because you won't be able to eat your breakfast when you got a fire going. Okay, so we've got our wonderfully crispy tater tots. Let them cool for just a half second. Take the tater tots. You can crush these with the back of a pan, with a mug. I like to slice them up a little bit. A little more consistency to it, just this way you're still getting some of the potato. The tendencies of this sandwich is it can get too thick, so be careful. You don't want to overload it. Now, when you're putting the sandwich together, stay away from one of the corners. So you kind of want to make sure that you've got one of the corners available for the egg itself. Try and get yourself medium eggs. Large eggs will be too large for this for the sandwich. It'll kind of spill over. Out of here.
Yeah.
Put that right on with your tater tots to get rid of some of that excess wonderful bacon fat. So 2 slices of bacon should be plenty for most. I'm a bacon guy. So we're gonna go 3 on this one. And again, stay away from that corner. It makes a very awkward sandwich. We top it. Now what we'll do is go right into the pan. You wanna get your saute pans to about, or any of your grilled cheeses, we recommend about 350 degrees. Which in most worlds is a medium hot. So once that gets hot, this will go right in the pan. We'll let it set for a second. Then we'll cut the corner out of the sandwich with the biscuit cutter, which is your best way to go, because it does have a little bit of a sharper edge. You can find these in any local kitchen shop, or even probably some of the better stocked markets. Okay, so now the griddle's hot enough. We're going to take the sandwich, which again, be careful, because these things will roll out straight into the hot pan. Not too hot, because again, we've got a lot of cheese to melt. We've got things to heat up through the middle. So we're going to take the biscuit cutter, and again, the corner that you kind of left open, cut right through. it out. And for me, I'm the guy that suddenly I've got a little baby grilled cheese that I ate before I hit the table. Crack your egg right into this.
This is such a super fun breakfast.
And again, because I like to go a little bit overboard, I'm going to stick 2 eggs. Now, depending upon how you like your eggs cooked, if you're somebody that likes your eggs a little bit more on the medium well side, lower your heat a little bit, let it cook a little bit longer. The people that haven't seen their toe in the hole with the egg seem to love this sandwich. I like to cut it on the bias, and you can take that other one and dip it into the egg, and the yolk goes all over the place. Just a nice little, just hitting that little circle you cut out. It's something that is a great tool to have around for your grilled cheeses. If you're a big grilled cheese person, is get yourself a bacon press. It's a nice weighted instrument, usually with a handle that you can put on top of the sandwich itself. This one, obviously, you wait until you flip it, and what it helps do is it helps just give it a little bit of body to the sandwich so that you don't have too many air gaps in there. It helps get the cheese melted uniformly through. With the pushing against the grill, it gets the heat through. When you go to flip this, make sure you get your spatula under the egg. Otherwise, you're going to have your egg in the pan and your sandwich on your spatula. And just a nice gentle flip. And we're halfway to breakfast. Now you can bring that bacon press into it and let it go.
Well, but if you don't have a bacon press, you can make your own.
Yes, what we've done, what most people will do at the house is a brick or a rock. So we've got some tiles, which is something that you either have lying around or you can shoot over to the local hardware store and just wrap them with some foil. Again, I'm going to go for one more flip, make sure everything's good. Keep your spatula underneath your egg. Okay, so now we are ready to eat.
Oh, that looks so good.
I recommend let your grilled cheese sandwiches rest for 20, 30, 40 seconds, a minute, depending upon how thick that one is and how much cheese you put in there. It gives things a chance to kind of solidify a little bit. Otherwise, it just runs all over. The sandwich gets pushed down. Once it's weighted, this is, like I said, this doesn't count. No calories or anything in that little circle. That's just your taster while you're getting everything else out to everyone else. When you cut, do not cut the egg unless that's what you're looking for. I like to leave the egg.
Oh, that looks so good.
So you've got your bacon, your hash browns, your cheese, and your Wakey Bacon Melt. And like I said before, is you take the sharp corner of your sandwich and just go right into that egg.
And look at how it runs down the plate. Nothing is better than that.